Om Shri Paramatmane Namah. There is a question by a seeker. Tell me please, is that experience which I am getting now true? Or is it just a creation of my mind and ego? Should I describe this as experience? If this experience is true, what should I do with when I will leave you? How can you leave me? Nobody can leave me. One can be physically away, but to consider me simply this body is not a nice thing. Anyway, that's one thing. After self-realization, the person becomes a part of everybody's existence. But the benefit goes to those who have faith in that person, faith in him or her, are ready to receive. You see, it is something that just, I will reply this question also. It is just like this. Suppose there is rain falling. When rain is there, the rain water is available to everything, every object, everywhere, in that area where rain happens to be. But, that being so, if a cup is there, topsy-turvy, the bottom is up, and the open part of the cup with which we drink, it is down. If the position of the cup is reverse, it cannot have rain. The rain water will not be there in the cup. It is like this. There may be a self-realized person anywhere, only God knows, or the person himself or herself also knows. But such a person does not want to publicize, does not want to advertise this thing. He or she serves as a servant of the world, whoever come to his or her contact. So, there is rain water is coming from the clouds, falling equally everywhere in that area. But if the vessel, if the cup is topsy-turvy, reverse, the bottom is up, rain water will not be there in the cup. In the same way, there may be a self-realized person living in the neighborhood, anywhere, sometimes maybe in the same house. But if those living around him or her are not receptive, are not ready to receive those things, have no faith and have no devotion and love for that person, nothing will happen to them. Some effect will be there even then. The environment will have calmness, no agitation even in the environment. But the real benefit cannot be there unless somebody is really receptive. The God and realized person do not force somebody to receive wisdom. God is everywhere, in everybody, every time, all the time in us. But if we are not open towards God or the realized person, the benefit will not be there. In this very world, where God is there in everywhere, there are atheists. They don't believe in God at all. So, that peace, that happiness, that great thing does not happen to them. So, now the question is here, tell me please, is that experience which I am getting now true, or is it just a creation of my mind and ego? Should I describe this experience? If this experience is true, what should, anyway. About the experience which the seeker is going through or is having, and also several experiences at different times different seekers have. I am not going to reply whether it is true or not, because that will not be beneficial for the seeker. But I am going to tell the right way. In the case of some seekers, in the case of rather several seekers, some experiences start happening when they follow the spiritual path, when they meditate, in meditation, even without meditation sometimes, in the night sometimes, in the dream sometimes, some experiences start happening. The right way for evolution is don't pay any attention to those experiences. Don't. In many cases, no experience happens to many seekers. Those who are not having any experience inside, in meditation or otherwise, should not consider that they are not evolving. Some saints have said so much, and I agree with them, the lesser the experience is, the better. No experience is very good. If experiences happen, in the case of those seekers to whom those experiences happen, which the seeker has asked, it is happening to the seeker. I am not using the word even to her or him. That time I made the mistake. So I don't want to disclose the identity, whoever. I know the experience. The seeker need not describe the experience. I know, without description. And others may like to hear, but I don't want them to hear. Such things come sometime. Others may have the curiosity. What experience? So need not describe. The one whom you consider as your guru or master, he or she, he always knows what is happening in their eyes. So you need not tell him. But if there is some problem, some question, it can be asked. So the right way is this: if there are experiences, don't pay any attention to them. You go on doing your spiritual activity, whatever it is. If you are meditating, meditate. Go on meditating. And if experiences happen, let them happen. So many things are happening in the world. In the same way, many things are happening inside us also. Sometimes we become aware of them, sometimes we may not. The right course is, don't pay attention to them. Let them happen, whatever they are happening. Your aim is to have self-realization. About that I can say that is the real experience. But I am not saying before that all experiences are unreal. And they are sort of indications. All of us know when we go on some journey, on the roads, there are milestones. All see there. On the road there are milestones. So there are milestones. You have to go to some city. You have to go, for example, from Jaipur to Delhi. You go on your journey. What is the necessity of one milestone, second milestone, third. Why do you indulge in that? Wasting time and energy. Milestones are there. So, many times, in many cases, some experiences happen. But those in whose case these experiences do not happen, good. Happening of experiences or absence of experiences are not the indications of true spiritual evolution. A question may be asked, then what is the indication? How can we realize? How can we know? Is there some barometer, some thermometer through which we can see whether we are evolving or not? Yes, it is there. What is that? Our functioning and behavior in the world. That is the right symptom, indication. Are we more peaceful in our work? Are we rather having good relations with those with whom we work? How do we treat with them? How do we treat them? That is the criterion. In functioning in the world. Particularly the path which we are following, many times I say, and we must know, our path is that of Bhagavad Gita. There are several paths, several techniques given, several of them. Kundalini Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Raj Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, so many. They have their own ways, and they are not wrong things, but we should be concerned what is our path. It is that of Bhagavad Gita, the great sermon given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. We all are Arjuns, the seeker. Several times I expressed two things were possible for the Lord when that conversation was going on. The Lord could have instigated him. He would have said, "Oh, what are you saying? They are the people who insulted your wife there in the court itself. And are you forgetting? They made a plan for burning you all. In Mahabharata it is all given. There is a plan. Be ready and kill them." This is not done by the Lord. Another thing was also possible, which I explained many times. Arjuna gave almost all the possible arguments against war in the beginning, first chapter, like that, mainly. Because the sermon, in a way, begins from verse 11, chapter 2. Before that, all arguments, and very weighty arguments are there, very weighty, that we should not fight. So much so he said, well, it is better to be killed by those people who are my relatives when they are armed, and I am ready to be killed by them without having an arm. What is the purpose of fighting with the relatives? Other so many arguments. The Lord could have said, "You are right. Let us both go there to Rishikesh." That place where this happened is quite near to Haridwar and Rishikesh, the places which are famous for pilgrimage and all such deeds, and many ashrams are there The Lord could have said, you are right. Let us both go there and sit in meditation. And they could have said, our friends, to both the armies were there, confronting each other, both the armies. They could have said, all right, we both are going, you decide whether you fight or not. This was also not done. What was done? The Lord said, do your duty. That means you belong to a warrior class. Here in India, the society from times immemorial is divided in 4 classes. Actually, it is everywhere the same. All this is based on scientific knowledge, 100%. For all nations, in the Vedas, it is given, head is the Brahmin. It works thinking, it does thinking. So those who are concerned with thinking, education, etc., they are the Brahmins. Then the second thing is the arms, the chest. They are the warriors. Everywhere the same. And all industry exists here. All industry is here. And all these 3 depend upon these legs, the 4th class. And there was nothing higher or lower in Vedas and later on. Later on, some selfish people, rather many of them were Brahmins. I was born a Brahmin, but when I speak the truth. I am not doing wrong anything. So they played the trick and they started saying, we are the highest. What highest? Who is a Brahmin? Brahmajanati, the Brahmana. One who is self-realized is a Brahmin. The question is asked, have you realized? One is not that, is not this. And anybody realized is a Brahmin. Anyway, these are different things. So, the Lord said, perform your duty. As you belong to a warrior class, it is your duty to fight for the just cause. The cause should be just. All efforts were made not to have the war. All efforts, all possible efforts. The Lord Himself went for a treaty with the Kauravas. He said, well, let there be treaty. If you are not ready to give them their kingdom, at least give 5 villages to them. Then the reply given by that Duryodhana, he said, no question of even 5 villages. He said, even that much earth, that much piece of earth, which is there, when you put a needle on earth, I will not give. He said this. He gave this reply. So there was no alternative but to have the war. These days some situations are developing in the world also. We do not know what will happen. That person in North Korea, he threatens, I am going to have great missiles which can attack direct America. Trump, president, has already sent his ship there in the South Indian Ocean. You all know that, what is happening. Here in India, the Chinese are coming near the border and claiming that this part belongs to us. And Kashmir is a disputed territory. Actually, it belongs to our land and to us. These things are happening. Who knows, there can be a war. But if there was a war, after all the efforts and no solution, it will be cowardice to give them that area. The cause must be just. If the cause is just there, then a person like me would say, okay, war, all right, come on. Let there be war. By chance, you know, I was in the army also. At 84 age, I am not going to fight. It's not possible. Somewhere to some seeker, when I was ill, there in Meerut, that operation happened. I said, well, if such things happen, I intend even to go even at this age. That seeker asked me, but at this age, what will you do? Oh, I will spoil one bullet of the enemy. If nothing is, I'll spoil. Naturally, at this age, I can't be like a youth of 30 years. But facing an enemy, okay, we will face. And at least one bullet of the enemy will be used. Enemy is enemy. But the cause must be right. That is very important. Anyway, so my reply now to this is, don't worry about the experiences, what they are happening, not happening. Go on following the path as has been explained to you, and meditation, other things also. Let things happen, whatever they are happening. And to those in whose case no experience happens, good in a way. That's better. That's better means I do not mean that those who are having, they are worse. Nobody is worse, nobody is better, unless self-realization happens. Before self-realization, everybody is bad. After self-realization, everybody is good. Right, anyway. So this is there. Enough. Om.